Okay, go. Yeah. Yeah. I was not expecting
Hi,
that.
everybody, and welcome
What the hell is that?
to the Stormy Dragon
What is
Tavern.
happening right now?
Is that music?
Yes. What is
Uh-huh.
It
happening
makes
right
me
now?
sad. What is it doing?
We're back with the adventures of the crew of the Gloved Molotov, with some of the cheesiest, dumbest music I could find on a moment's notice.
You were not wrong.
How's everybody feeling this fine evening?
Huh.
Upset.
Come on, we need some energy.
There's
I have
plenty of
none,
the
man.
song.
Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you. Yes, please. I have received a meal because Catch is amazing and the best. So I'm going to need you all to do lots of talking amongst yourselves at some point. Anyway,
Okay.
the party are in the Renaya system,
Oh,
which
yes,
contains
yes.
the sole habitable planet of Nolasco. The goal here is a simple one. Allow the blossom to harvest an impactful portion of its star to rejuvenate its internal fusion cell and allow for centuries, if not millennia, more autonomous functionality. However, when you arrived in this system, you found, oh, thank you. You found that there were some pirates in here. Or at least, you didn't know they were pirates at the time. They claimed to be some kind of research outpost trying to see whether or not the planet of Nolasco was habitable. Last recorded in the logs, this planet was abandoned by the previous colonists. After doing some investigating and dealing with a really annoying receptionist,
No, please. Take it away.
You had 3 frigates from the ship flying towards you, claiming that they were evacuating. The party were incredibly dubious of this, and they decided to, prepare to be boarded. And boarded they were. A great kerfuffle occurred as all 3 ships deployed boarding tubes and began to aggressively enter the Milan. After a scuffle and the successful capture of their captain, Claire, you were able to convince them all to surrender. And those of them that were not killed in the attack and are on board the ship have been corralled into the hydroponics bay. During the attack, one of the 3 vessels peeled off and fled, but was hunted down by the combined efforts of Tazi and Dimitri, and that vessel was destroyed. Now, the party are reeling from various from damage to the ship to a potential concerning almost theft of some valuable pre-tech technology, Charles, and the serious injury incurred by Lucia in her attempt to bring down a large number of the attacking pirates. She activated a grenade inside her own hand as they had dogpiled onto her. Fortunately, Lucia is being seen to, and once we have Jin present again, I'm sure that there's going to be an argument between Charles and Jin as to whether or not Lucia wants her arm grown back or a robotic replacement. For now, though, you have Captain Claire paralyzed. Charles stabbed her with a paralytic, and so she She is lying on the ground, incapacitated.
And we're still up top, aren't we? Yeah.
You. I mean, there, there was also a bit of explosive decompression down on deck 3 in the cargo bay because Felix, Ivan, and Leo got very trigger happy.
You mean Leo specifically got very
Yes.
trigger happy?
So currently, Lucky and Catalina have just finished temporarily repressurizing the cargo bay. It will need some more thorough repairs, but for now it's fine-ish.
Of course, when I'm out of Insta panels.
You had to use several Insta panels that were in storage to patch the hole.
Yeah, that would definitely have been my go-to.
Indeed, but for now, what do you want to do?
Well, it's time to talk, I guess.
Okay. So, is the party converging on the on the prisoners?
I believe that Lockie and Catalina were gonna stay and clean up unless requested otherwise. I can't remember. I feel like we had a plan up here, but now I don't remember.
It has been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, we were doing some repairs and attempting to work out and fix what they've done to the main weapon. And we were getting instant panels for the, gaping hole that fucking Leo put in the wall.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Which they each take a certain amount of time to fuse in place.
It's like a minute, I think. So that's fine. For the sake of relative narrative ease, in the time that you're away, this ship was prepared with components to fix hull breaches and other small scale damage like that. So you have the equipment in this hull to fix it, and some very tech savvy people nearby. So repairs are underway. The immediate repressurization of the area has been completed, and now you may turn your gaze towards the ship weapons. The two of you may make me a tech astronautic or tech post-tech roll.
Post-tech.
Definitely post-tech. That's 2d6s, right?
Ooh.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Oh, damn.
In using intelligence?
Yes.
Then that is a 12.
Ooh.
Yeah, quite happy with that for a first roll.
Mine's only one shy with 11.
Nice.
Very nice indeed. You both have a poke around, and the technique that has been employed here is very efficient. And somewhat brutal. They came in. They have high powered chainsaws with them, with like good cutting blades. Basically, the blades of the chainsaws are like that of a monoblade. And they use them to cut through the main power lines that run from the ship's reactor to the ship's weapon mounting. It's fixable, but it takes time and careful consideration. So it's a really good way to, during a fight, just knock out a good weapon. Is find the power lines and cut them quickly. So if you are in the mindset of boarding, and you're boarding a larger ship and don't want the craft you came in on to get damaged, aim for the weapon system with part of your incursion team and incapacitate it quickly, which worked really well.
Except we had a stealth bomber.
Except you had a stealth bomber.
Also, they underestimated how many bodies there were in the inside.
Yes.
Yeah, blah, blah.
So, repairs entirely possible. It'll just take a few hours.
So,
Mm-hmm.
in the hydroponics bay,
Yeah.
how many people are there in total?
Okay. 1, 2, 3,
Mhm,
4,
exactly.
6, 7, 16, 17, 18, 19. In terms of hostiles,
Yes.
20.
Cool. Do we have a brig?
Actually,
Yeah,
no.
we don't.
This is a science vessel.
Well, science vessels can still be mutinied.
The
They
closest
drink.
thing that you have
The
on board.
Enterprise has a brig.
Yeah, that's true. The closest thing you have on board that could function as a brig is the cold sleep chamber.
Or the airlock.
um. Cool. We need somewhere for all these fuckers to go. To start with, I want to put these 3
Mm-hmm.
into the med bay.
Okay.
So I'm after I'm done with what I was doing, stopping everything that went on in the advanced science lab, I basically walk into the room, look at everyone, just sort of raise my hand as the 3 bodies raise up off the ground, and I just walk out and they follow me.
Okay. Actually, important question. Are you putting them in the med bay with Lucia, or with the 2 catatonic psychics?
the catatonic psychics at them.
Okay.
Right.
I thought you might. All right. Pim, what do you make of this entire situation?
That's a tough one. Pim is still feeling pretty upset with the last time someone blew themselves up, he lost them, and they passed on, and Lucia just went and did the same thing. So Pim is probably just going to throw himself into his work, tidy up, ferry the multiple prisoners. I think he would probably pat them down and take away all of their shit bar their clothes. And even then, he would thoroughly search their clothes because he's not taking any chances this time.
That's fair. As these are on-duty pirates, they aren't carrying any real personal effects. None of them have any personal compads or financial data on them. As you force someone to take off their helmet and examine the HUD, their comms channels were broken up into squads, and the squads were comprised of 3 to 4 soldiers and a technician. Aside from that, the only other things they had on them, aside from their spacesuits, was the weapons, which have all been taken, and various A-type power cells to reload them.
Cool. Sticking those in storage, and Pim's probably going to throw himself into his work. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. If you want to make a note, that would be. I'll count up how many laser pistols and rifles you get.
Cool. I also think that once the enemies are secure, the PIM assembly line will start disassembling most of the shit of theirs that we don't need into components, and then use those components to help build more PIMs.
Fair.
There's
Entirely
a lot of
fair.
scrap I need to get. Also,
Mhm.
gonna try and avoid the boy who blew a hole in the side of my ship, because Pim just doesn't want to deal with that right now.
Ah, Leo.
He is so grounded.
He is definitely grounded.
And by that I mean he's not allowed in that frickin' ship ever again.
That's just because Lockie's sitting there going, because I want it.
I know how to not shoot our own ship.
True, when I was hoping he'd hop in it, I was hoping he'd go outside before doing the shooting.
It's Leo. He doesn't think that far ahead.
No, he does not.
Ah, yes, Leo Popov.
This is why he tested the weapon within the opponent fucking dome.
He hurts me with his choices.
To be completely honest, he hurts everyone.
I was gonna say he hurts others more than himself.
He's very good at attaching giant dumb weapons to small dumb crafts, though.
That he is, yes, yes.
With the guys in that I just put in medbay, I'm going to make sure that they are strapped down.
Yeah,
completely, and have
entirely
no
fair.
weapons on them whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, going to strip them down, put them in hospital gowns, and then strap them down. But I'm not going to do any more healing on them. They can suffer through the pain till I figure out what the fuck's going on with the rest of them.
Oh, damn.
I should probably move to the
Okay.
right with them.
Pim, make a note. 10 laser pistols at 30 laser rifles.
1 second.
And so that would probably balance out to be 120 unused A-type
Okay, so
power cells.
10
No,
pistols, 20.
10 pistols, 30 rifles, and 120 unused A-type power cells.
It's a lot of power cells.
Yeah, it's
Done.
each person who you've either killed or captured had on them 3 spare clips.
More pew.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lockie and Catalina, you finished your assessment. What would you like to do?
Start repair.
Do we have a rough estimation on how long it'll take?
2 to 3 hours. It's a rather awkward situation in that you can't really have more than 2 people fixing a wire because it's a pretty cramped situation. It's a bit of a design flaw, honestly, but because of the modification of making it so that the gun was mounted to fold up, you had to put certain things in weird places, and this is a downside of that.
That might be a job for later. I think.
Papa,
Da?
you and Ivan should fix this. I don't trust Leo near anything right now. He's not allowed near the weapons.
Leo's face is just pressed up against the glass of the fighter, and just like, it looks like air is pressurized. I'm going to get out of ship. Da?
No! You can stay in there. Don't touch anything.
Think about
Leo?
what you've done.
You're grounded.
You're grounding me in ship?
Duh.
That's odd. That's an odd choice, but okay.
At least you're contained there. If you touch a weapon inside that ship, we will confine you in smaller space with less entertainment.
You've never seen inside this cockpit, have you? It's very tight.
Leo,
Okay.
best behavior for now.
And, at this point, Felix, who has been, like, in the mech, kind of, piling up bodies in the still functional airlock. I mean, these were crew members, so they go over there. So he's been clearing the space out for you in the mech, just like tossing these corpses around like rag dolls. And once all that space has been cleared out, he comes in and goes, "Okay, looks like we have one." So basically, the damage was done on this side and on this side. He looks up and says, I see we have two big problems to fix.
Duh.
Ivan!
Hang on a minute.
What?
Ash, you're using my mug. That's my mug.
Who made your tea?
No one said you were allowed to use my mug. God
Stop
damn
holding
it.
up the game for your.
I'm
fucking
sorry. I
children.
just noticed he's using one of my favorite mugs.
Look at Chloe's face.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yvonne.
He comes stomping over, and Felix says, "How about you and I enter into a friendly wager? The one of us who can fix their side of the power cables first gets to do whatever they want with the workshop. Da?
Negative. I will not allow such a thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pim. I didn't realize you wanted to be part of this wager.
I forget the part where the workshop that we all worked so hard on and got changed completely. Whoever wins, I hope it's the one who treated it nicely. So, not saying anyone's name, but Ivan.
Well, Ivan chimes in and says, "Well, I agree to a wager. Pim, you want me to win? Then help."
Very well.
They park their mechs off to one side, the two of them jump out, and begin competitively repairing power cables.
Catalina just like face palmed. Just remember that you're here to do a good job, not just a fast one.
Ivan is already like locked in, concentrating, paying no attention to you. Felix, his marriage to someone who would give him feedback while he was focusing was long enough that it allows him to compartmentalize and go, yeah, sure thing, honey. I love you, bye.
Catalina just sighs. Remember, you lose points if it doesn't work right. And she walks out.
Doesn't work right. I didn't raise her to say such unkind things to me.
Come on, Lucky. We should probably check in on the others.
Yeah, I want to know what the fuck they thought they were thinking.
They probably thought that they had easier prey.
I mean,
They
yeah.
thought wrong.
Okay. The two of you walk past Leo. At this point, he has opened up the conveniently placed flap in the back of his overalls and has his exposed rear pressed against the inside of the cockpit, aimed at the both of you.
Catalina just walks past, like, Also, we got a bite rate.
Happy
And a
just keeps
reroll
poking
for
the
the
bear.
players.
Pip needs materials to replace all of the bloody pims that he just sent out the airlock. I am not above tearing his ship apart for those components.
Thank you,
It
Acorn.
was 2 pims. It's fine.
Sorry, the command won't work
Too
right now,
expensive.
but I am keeping track of the rerolls.
Okay. You jump into the lift and ascend to deck number 1. You are met with Dr. Lucy and Arnie, as well as, I imagine, Dr. Charles has just finished thoroughly strapping down the injured but alive prisoners in Medbay 1. Now, did anyone take any damage during this fight?
No,
Let me check.
the Pims did.
Oh, yeah.
A noble sacrifice.
Catalina took a little bit of damage, yes.
Okay, so Charles, you walk out and see that Catalina is a bit roughed up.
Sorry, my computer's gone a bit fucking haywire at the moment.
Oh dear, okay.
A bit fucky wucky.
Everyone has been robots for the last like 4 minutes. It's great.
Beep, boop.
Oh no.
Oh, we're all Pim.
Basically, I just sort of like walk around the corner, see her, sort of like walk up with my hand raised and just sort of look at her.
Mm-hmm.
As in, did you want healing?
Catalina?
Sorry, I zoned out and didn't realize that you were talking to me. She just kind of like does a double take of herself and goes, I guess if you're, well, but it's okay. It's just a few scratches and bruises. Nothing serious.
At that point, he just presses his finger to her forehead and pulses with healing energy.
She hates it immensely, but accepts it. She
Roll
has the biggest scowl on her face.
to heal, please.
You get a 10.
Nice.
Okay. 10 hit points back. How are you looking now, Catalina?
Back to max.
Very nice.
And I gave 1 point of system strain.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the damage washes away.
I cannot take too many more heals.
Okay.
You
Wait.
need to rest for a bit then.
Why? Oh, yeah, that's probably fine.
Well, I have 3 permanent system strain, so
Okay.
At which point, after I finish poking her, I just sort of like walk back into the hydroponics bay
Mm-hmm.
and look for our dear Captain Claire.
Okay. You head on in. You can see that Ava is standing in the room and is basically giving all of the assembled prisoners like a withering mum stare of like, you messed up, kids, and like roughly half of them are kind of sitting awkwardly cross-legged on the ground, a bit like dejected and put out. A few others are trying to figure out where the bird sounds are coming from, as Arnold is just flying back and forth, going, "Ha ha ha ha! You messed up."
I forgot about Arnold.
And there
What's
would
wrong with this?
likely be a few of the soldiers or like a few of the pirates are standing around Captain Claire, seeing if she's okay. Because she is non-responsive, but conscious.
Where's Dimitri? Oh, he's not there.
He is in the fighters, in the stealth shuttle still.
I feel like when Catalina eventually enters that room, she'll tell them to get off the mat. Like, have some respect.
Yeah.
Basically, I've had to shut Chrome, so I can't deal with roll 20 at the moment. So
Okay.
I'm just going to have to go off memory. So as I walk in, I see them there. I flare out and make my armor glow, and then just sort of point at Claire, raise her up, and then pull her towards me fairly fast.
Okay.
Okay. That is very intimidating. Not at all terrifying. She just flies across the room and is now hovering a few feet off the ground just in front of you. Horizontal.
I just sort of like look down at her and sort of like tap her on the cheek slightly and like, wake up.
No response.
Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout.
I grab a bezel from my med kit and literally just jab her in the chest. There we go.
No nap time for you.
We need to have a bit of a talk.
Can you put me down, please?
Lockie's gonna pull out a pistol. Sure.
I just sort of like put my hand out and I'm like, does anyone have handcuffs?
Oh, Catalina will. If Lockie's walked in, Catalina will also walk in.
Yeah. Okay.
And she'll wave around the weapon that she does. Would Catalina still have the weapon that you summoned, Dr. Charles?
Good question. While you're trying to
Should do, because you didn't go. Did I lose sight of you? I did.
Yes.
You did, yes.
The weapon would have disappeared the moment I lost sight of you.
Okay. In that case, she'll just like probably flail her arms, or possibly whatever she had in her arm, maybe a wrench or something, at the guys in the middle. Like, hey, what is wrong with you? Get off the mat! Have you no respect? Bougie moi, get off!
They move.
She walks
Kind
out.
of flanking either side of the door are two Yakutan soldiers. Interestingly enough, they've kind of been on-site security and have been cooperating and helping you since everything that happened. One of them produces a pair. Actually, you know what? One of them pulls out a few sets of heavy-duty cable ties and hands them off to you, Charles.
Good for something.
At which point I like grab one of her wrists, put it in one side, start floating her vertically so I can grab the other wrist, put it in the other side, and I tighten them. And at that point, I basically let go of her from the telekinesis.
Okay, she stumbles slightly, but is able to keep to her feet. These are far too tight.
You're lucky you still have hands at the moment.
Look, game recognizes game. We fully appreciate that you've done a wonderful job in besting us. Can we go now?
No, because now you owe us.
You killed my. You've killed some of my troops. You've blown up one of my ships.
I'm gonna send a message to
Yes.
Lucky.
Hmm. What is thy
Yes.
message?
I'll send it privately.
Okay.
You attacked us
You
without need.
you were fair game. You wandered into our territory and looked like pretty juicy targets.
At which point I start raising her up again.
Get on up.
Juicy targets. Well, I guess you bit off a bit more than you could chew. You're terrible fucking pirates. And you're lucky I don't airlock the lot of you.
So you effectively force choking her.
No,
So-
I'm not touching her throat. I'm literally just lifting her off the ground.
Okay. She's like, look. To be fair, you said you were a research vessel and you were following around that other ship. Clearly,
Do you believe everything that everyone says to you? Are you actually that gullible?
why would you lie about that of all things?
Message sent.
Catalina just turns to the person next to her and goes, I don't think we've ever been honest about that, actually.
Well, I've never met you, so how am I supposed
because
to know?
you've dealt with you type before.
Oh, sure, because all pirates are the same. That's profiling.
Did you or did you not lie about your circumstances and then use a pretense to get upon our ship and then attack us?
Well,
Oh, yeah, that's
obviously, but that's
right.
because we're
what the
doing
last
crime.
Pirates did as well. Oh, and the time before that, I'm not seeing a change in profile.
What happened to the last lot of pirates? We blew them up all, didn't we?
Oh, there was the time that okay, that was very explosive that time. The time before that, we shot them, I think. Maybe there was one or two that got stabbed.
No! Rocket launcher from Pim, that's right.
I remember yes, there was a rocket launcher. Pim, do you still have footage
I was very
of that?
tempted to just.
I would prefer not to weigh in on this conversation. If I had it my way, I would take my outrage on them.
I say we put them all to sleep and
fair.
save them for later.
I'm thinking they can be useful as long as
I don't
dear
trust them.
Captain Claire here can be
No, I do
trusted to
trust
not
them.
be any more stupid than they have already been, because they're going to be staying on this ship for a while.
Doctor, I don't trust them. At best, we put them to sleep and take them to the authorities. Somewhere after we're done dealing with this shit. We have more important things
I'm
to worry
thinking
about.
more. Yes, no, but I'm thinking more bodies to fight Dotak, the better.
I do not trust these people, and this is a fight where I need people I can trust at my back. Not be afraid that the people at my back are going to turn on me at any moment. There is no
Okay.
reason for these people to fight our fight.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
You're
it is,
intimidating.
because
Can
we
you
lose
put
this
me
fight.
down now, please? Okay, she
You
lands.
just sort of like. You have very few options left to you at the moment because you have pissed off some fairly powerful people within this sector. Ones that have technology that you don't even know the beginning of.
Ah.
At which point he
okay.
reaches out with his mind and he's going to use his astral projection to basically pop up behind her and just go boo in her ear.
Okay,
Just
so
rude.
you reach out. Your own body becomes like a little bit see-through, and then a slightly opaque, a a mostly transparent version of Charles appears behind her and does that, and she's like, "What?"
Are you starting to get how unmatched you are?
Yes, and me relying on sarcasm as a coping mechanism is not serving me very well at all.
Catalina's gonna put a hand on
Really
Doctor's
not.
shoulder. Doctor, it is unnecessary.
They hurt Lucia.
They hurt
They
many,
hurt our men.
and
They're
they
lucky
they damaged our ship
I
and they
don't
did many things.
draw
but
the life
taking
out
it
of them.
out on them is not going to fix it. So let's deal with this situation quickly so that we can move on. We have more important things to do than squabble over this pathetic bunch before us.
One of the pirates kind of pipes in like really, really awkwardly and is all like, well, technically she was the one with the grenade, so
Lockie's gonna just clock him over the head
At
with
this
the back
point-
of the pistol.
I was going to say, if you're not going to do it, I am.
you like these guys are helpless and unarmed. Lucky, you can easily take 2 big steps and just lay this guy out with one wallop. He is immediately on the ground and unconscious.
Catalina just
uh,
oh, go for it.
no, go.
Catalina just like looks at them and goes, "Anybody else?"
Lockie's gonna turn to Charles. Doesn't matter what they've done, we're not stooping to their level. They surrendered, they're prisoners.
We can put them asleep in their pods and deal with them later.
We do not
What
have
are we going to
enough
do with the
pods.
rest of them that are on the planet and the ships?
They either get out of this sector or they die because we're taking the star.
How many crew have we got on board?
Excellent question. Are we including Pims?
In this particular case, pilots capable of flying those ships.
You have half a dozen
Half a dozen
pilots.
enough. Commandeer them.
But each vessel is a frigate, and they themselves they require 10 people to pilot. So if you want to fully take the ships, you don't have enough people to keep the Milan in good running, and run either of the other 2.
I'm going to have to restart my computer because this is getting ridiculous. I can't hear properly, so I'll be back in a moment.
All good. Yeah. You have just enough on board this ship to keep it functional. If you try to split,
Okay,
it would cause problems.
that is. Well, we ain't letting them go, so I guess we're towing the ships with us.
Okay.
And I can't trust them to not come back after us or try something stupid. And something stupid seems to be their middle name at the moment.
Hey, in fairness, we thought we could win.
You thought very incorrectly.
I see that now. So you aren't going to. I'm getting mixed signals. How much trouble would you say we're in? Because he wants to kill us.
Captain Lachlan Cooper, can you please get them to stop talking?
Allow me to explain. I want to kill you too.
Mm-hmm. She
I'm
wants to
just not
freeze us.
I'm just not stooping to your level.
So what's happening?
You'll be arrested, and we'll be taking you in to turn into any proper authorities.
Okay.
Pim, do we
Actually,
have
you know
anywhere-
what? Pim, check if there's any bounties posted for these guys.
Collating.
Do we have any holding spaces?
The cold sleep chambers are your best option.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, there are also some slots where the escape pods were ejected from that aren't really being used.
Which could also
They could
double as cells.
they could fit some people, but they are bare bones. Basically they are just big cube-shaped cavities with some pipe ends in there from where
It's fine, all
they
they
were
need is a
connected.
bucket.
Oh, gross.
And we'll give them some provisions that they can ration themselves.
So yes, that is also an option. What would you like done with them? While you ponder that, Pim, roll me culture spacer, please.
Oh, I got proficiency in that. Hang on.
If you are trying to find out information.
It's not great. 2 and a 3, but with my using intelligence
Yes.
and using the supercomputer bonus, 8.
Okay, not bad. You picked up commonly available bounty data as you were bouncing around. Actually, you jumped directly from Hex 109 to this one. But you did have a connection to bounty information. I'd say that there was data that was being reported on by the planet Cupid that some of their cargo shipments on the commonly traveled spike drive lanes were being intercepted. So just for context, I will send us over to the map of Sector Helen Capo. So currently you're in Hex 0009. Right next to you, it contains Harbona, Yakuta, and that third planet. Right here is a beautiful intersection where a lot of vessels will come and go. There's a lot of ship activity of cargo vessels and ships passing by. It seems like there is a bounty posting by the planet Cupid, basically warning merchants to be extra careful when passing through this area of space, and that there have been some pirates launching raids on smaller, less well-defended vessels. And considering your proximity to that hex, this location being their port of call makes a lot of sense.
I'm just going to put all the information up on the visor for Lockie to see. Oh, well, and everyone else who wants to see.
Yeah.
What's the bounty value, if any?
It's Pim was not able to find a bounty. Basically, what he found was a travel advisory warning. Just saying, hey travelers, be careful, there are pirates. but any information on them would be greatly appreciated.
Bet I would.
We are wanted criminals in QB.
Well, you were with the previous regime.
Oh, there's a new regime.
Yeah. So, other information that would be available, the Hayara mining ring which is the corporation that normally functions there, had a lot of influence from one other company. You blew up their research satellite, if you recall.
I'm nothing of the sort.
We'd believe you if you weren't choking on food.
that allowed another powerful corporation to whom you are allied to sweep in and take control of the mining operation.
The Certus.
Certus partnership, indeed. You have a friend.
My memory's not correct,
them.
but it's still okay.
Yeah.
Better than
So you didn't know exactly what was happening, but considering that this travel advisory has the watermark of the Certus partnership down on the bottom, alongside the Ayara mining ring symbol, makes you go, okay, I see what's happened here. So, new regime, new rules, and when you spoke to Anton about this previously, he seemed to think that your troubles with QP wouldn't last long after they overhauled a few things.
After they exploded, yes.
Mm-hmm. So,
Good to know.
yeah. What do you think about that?
I was going to say, is there a system that we've been through where we are not considered a criminal element?
Alfdis.
I was going to say anywhere but home.
Moomina. Yeah, there you go.
Mumina. No, you caused quite an upstart there.
Oh, yes, but they are way too underpowered to be even try to bring us to justice.
Oh yeah, true.
We
but
have created a disastrous ripple effect to every planet that we have visited.
Correct.
What talking about?
yes, we have.
We
The man
might
responsible
as
for
well
most of
be
Shows
those
how
things is
revenge
dead.
successful we
pirates.
are. No, we're Robin Hood pirates. There's a difference.
Oh wait, hang on. No. Wait. Where's Monteros?
You know what? I was going to say, there was another planet that we went to. We did a drive-by. We dropped off some stuff and then we kept going. Like, straight drive-by. They don't want us.
Oh yeah. So the company that you ousted from QP was the Bodman Alliance. Basically,
right.
you evicted Space Telstra from a source of raw materials.
And we allowed Optus to take over.
So the Bodman Alliance were using the materials to make ships to provide communication and banking throughout the sector. The Certus Partnership also want to mine materials, but their focus is on just selling it to whoever wants it. So basically, the Certus Partnership basically slapped the Bodman Alliance in the face, kicked them off at a mining planet, and said, "We'll still give you the ore you want. Just now you have to pay more for it." So things are probably quite tense between Certus and Bodman at the moment. In fact, interestingly, the pirates who were on this planet were posing as a surveying team from the Certus Partnership.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they were too. Okay.
Yeah. So,
What is the best way?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna bring us back down to the Milan.
I look at Captain Clare and like, how many men do you still have planetside?
Um,
And
less than
remember,
100.
if you do not answer truthfully, all of the ones that are left behind are going to die.
Less than 100?
Do you have means to take them off the planet?
We have a few more ships. If they packing like sardines, I think they can make it. Wait, no. That one got damaged in the last raid. Hang on.
Is there any
Hmm.
particularly rare species of animal on this planet?
We weren't actually doing any surveying.
So you're fucking useless. Right.
Well, some surveyors did show up, but then we're like, nuh-uh. We're not going to let you survey. This is our planet. But then we realized, surveyors. Good cover if someone shows up. So we've been pretending to be surveyors since then.
Just
It's worked pretty well so far.
shh. Are our sensors strong enough to read like biomass and stuff within, like on the planet's surface?
I don't believe so. Your sensors are powerful enough to get like a pretty decent scan of the surface of a planet, and you can see like settlements and cities and the topography and even a certain penetration down underneath slightly.
What
But not
about the
biomass.
blossoms?
The blossom would be very good at scanning for biological life. It's definitely what it was designed for.
I turn to Lockie. I'm like, Lockie, if you
Hmm.
can, get in contact with the blossom and get it to scan the planet for unique biological signatures. We're going to take
Right.
everyone off that planet. They just might not like the way that we're going to do it. And they might end up as a sideshow for the next 1,000 years.
A radio through.
Hello, Captain Cooper. I am poised and prepared to harvest the star.
Before you do, I need you to do a scan of the local planet for any exotic life forms. After all, that's what you're here for.
Of course. One moment, please. Vroom,
Scanning.
vroom,
Scanning.
vroom.
Motherfucker.
While
Fucking
you're
Tim.
doing that,
Scanning. This will take a bit. So, they're working on it.
while you're doing that, I think we need to have a little chat. Oki's gonna grab her by like the hem of the jacket and just start dragging her back towards the cold sleep chambers.
Oh, okay. Like, you're like shoulder checking and...
She is still injured. She was shot in the leg.
Mhm.
I don't care.
I'm like, please don't be too rough. She'll start to bleed again, and I cannot be bothered healing her.
I'm sorry, Christian, the hydroponics bag, we've been trying to grow Lockie's fucks, but we just...
There are no fucks to grow. My fields of fucks are barren.
Okay.
You just don't have the right nutrients.
You push your way through the hydroponics bay, stepping over the unconscious person you just decked, and make your way into the cold sleep chamber.
These two here, are they our men?
Yeah, these are a pair of...
Out.
and they leave immediately.
Be gone, Tot.
He's gonna, not roughly, but not exactly ceremoniously, just like put her down against the captain in front of her, in front of him.
Okay. So the basically just pick her up and put her down on the top of a closed cold sleep pod.
By the way, Catalina and Charles are more than welcome to come along. It was more getting her away from her crew to talk.
Catalina will go as far as here, but she will stand at the door and make sure that no one moves.
Charles will probably come in to make sure that he doesn't have to clean a mess. And if she's going into a sleep pod, she needs medication. So
No, she's not going to sleep.
Yes,
Not yet.
that's true.
She's more likely to go out an escape pod hatch, not the escape pod. So, one captain to another. What's your motivation? Why do you do this?
Honestly, it's been pretty lucrative.
Cut the bullshit. What's your reason?
Fine. Not in front of the rest of my crew. Actually, what's very, very interesting is on the table for randomly generating an NPC. There is literally a table called job motivation.
Yes.
So I'm going to randomly assign her one.
Rolls. You see, I was married, and
While you're rolling that up, Lockie will continue on. See, planet where I grew up, you went into your line of work as a thing of survival. It wasn't just for money or anything like that. And out here, there's too many opportunities. So there's got to be a reason for it. You don't just do it for money. There's better ways of making money.
Look, it's kind of a family trade, honestly. I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. I'm from Grimhild. Big pirate planet. My dad, he always wanted me to be in the family business. He's kind of a dick like that. I was tired of being under his boot. Managed to get some people to agree with me. And so we left. Found somewhere else to call home, thought we might cause a bit of trouble. It's really the only trade we know. And though I know you bested us. Very well done. From an objective standpoint, can you understand that we actually did a pretty good job?
From an objective standpoint, we weren't even trying.
you think
See,
this is our current power?
Lockie's gonna just gesture over to Charles. We have a god.
I mean, that's a subjective standpoint. If you were as you appeared, which was a large but not overly well-equipped research vessel, we would have been able to do this quite well.
Perhaps. Would you like to direct your talents and that of your crew to something a bit more noble, a bit more legal, not having the law always over your shoulder, not knowing if you're ever going to make the next big score, but having a steady pay, steady food source, a place to properly call home?
Roll me persuasion, please.
Shit! Jin, where are you?
Uh,
He's in the shuttle bay
I was going to say the shuttle bay.
eating.
I was going to say he's eating the fucking corpses.
Lucky is good at intimidation, not persuasion. -2 to the roll.
Oh God!
Can oh no, because I'd just been intimidating. So
You
it
can
really help,
assist
could I?
all you want. It's not going to help.
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
I got a 4.
-1.
No, that's the 4.
Oh, okay.
I
So-
rolled a 6. I got a 4.
She looks up and says, "You trying to appeal to my humanity, Captain?"
I don't give a shit about your humanity.
We
your
could
whole
just
crew
appeal
that
to
I
your
care about.
survival instincts. Either way
It's your
works.
crew.
Now, those I listen to. I would very much like not to die.
Well, what about your crew?
They would also very much like not to die, but we accept that there's a certain amount of collateral damage in this line of work.
Yeah, but you're a leader. You can't honestly tell me you don't care about their lives.
I do.
What I'm offering, and don't get me wrong, there is no forgiveness in this, but there's a way to redeem yourselves. And like I said, the chance of a potential proper wage, and a place to call home, and to not always be on the run. It's not a stupid offer.
I mean, we have a place where we live. It was
It's about
pretty
to be
nice.
vaporized.
We could find somewhere else to live.
You're
What
about to
are
not
you-
have any ships.
What are you offering then, if not Nolasco?
Perhaps
To be
I can
perfect-
rehabilitate them.
To be perfectly honest, something I more need to show you. Pim, can you play back some of our interactions with Dota?
I would first like you to answer a question. Why are you humoring them?
Everyone deserves a chance at redemption.
I'm gonna have to look that word up, but sure. Here are some of the play recordings.
A holographic screen appears in the corner of the cold sleep bay, and a select sample of some atrocities are presented before Captain Clare. Now, you may roll me intimidation.
Yes.
And
Can I
Pim,
assist?
you are absolutely assisting.
Oh, that's good. That makes it an 11. Much better at intimidating.
Yeah, I used my metal dice. 8.
Okay, that adds a 1, so it's a 12 total for Lockie.
No, sorry, I included the one forgetting that he had to roll for it first.
Okay,
So
great.
11 total.
She looks up at this and kind of so you like slammed her down and backed off, yeah? Kind of.
Yeah.
So she like looks up at the screen, kind of confused at first, and then she like goes to move towards it and get a closer look, but then looks to you first, like she's checking if it's okay to stand.
I'll give a nod.
Hmm?
He's not going to harm her.
She gets up, kind of limps a bit towards this display, and is just looking. Her expression growing quite dour and serious. And when the clips all come to an end, she just turns around and says, "Why are you showing me this?"
At the moment, that's contained. But not for long.
Because that's the entire sector's future if it's not stopped.
And that's why we're here. We're recharging this ship from, and then play the scene of Spaceship Slash! From that fight.
What?
Now, unfortunately, we technically weren't lying. That thing is a science vessel.
That's an armada!
Yeah, and that's a science vessel.
Correction, it was.
Thank you, ethereal voice! Oh my god.
Gidget, you're going to fall off my lap if you keep doing that. Jesus.
But she wants the brush.
She loves the brush. You don't understand.
So we're going up against an AI that is in control of an entire planet. His fleet is
Planet.
admittedly weakened, but we don't know exactly what he has left in reserve. We will need all the help we can get to stop this. What I'm offering you, if you do assist, full pardon. We will guarantee you work somewhere. Hell, we may even employ you ourselves. You definitely have the talent. They just need to be put to better use.
What did you have in mind?
That, not so sure about yet. Most of our options are slightly genocidal.
Or suicidal.
Or that, yeah.
Pass on the suicidal, please.
Well, that's where we need
The more
help.
help we have, the less suicidal it becomes. The more we can contain and attack strategically instead of wiping out an entire planet's population to stop a fucking rogue AI.
Well, at the moment we are 2 and 3.5 combat capable ships. The whole sardines thing, that's going to have to happen with at least one of the ships that are connected to you guys to get all my people off.
We'll make it work.
We've got enough space on here. We've also got Gloved Molotov.
Don't you dare.
Pim, we need solutions. I
And
don't
we need to
like
replace the
it.
men we've lost.
But we need solutions.
Acknowledged.
Lucky, you are getting a call from Nucleus.
Yellow, go ahead.
You got lucky.
Hello, Captain Cooper. I have completed a thorough scan of all visible and available portions of Alaska, and I do detect several dozen interesting and unique forms of life. I would say 2 of them fall under the category of worthy of further study, and both can be extracted from one sample if I choose the location carefully.
Do you have enough power to do so?
Not yet. I will soon.
We'll have enough time between the sun going and that to collect our crust.
But that's the
Gidget,
worst part of
your
bread.
tongue goes back in your mouth.
Fucking hell.
God damn it.
It's part of an egg all over again.
Oh dear.
So, they continue and say, Captain Cooper, my power is considerably dwindling. It is after performing that scan for you. It is soon to be literally now or never. Please, may I begin to extract the star?
Lookum's gonna look to Charles.
Do it.
Yeah, a picture of Palpatine shows up in your screen.
Do it!
Go ahead. You've got permission.
Engaging the sun sampler.
Why do I just expect like a cheese board to come out?
No. I just expect it to you just like this giant tongue just goes.
So, just to remind you all, this is what the blossom looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fully extended, yes.
Yes, when the blossom is in flight and has to make jumps, the ship will fold back up so that the double helix and all of the planets are encased. You see that the blossom is positioned with the flatter rear portion of the ship poised kind of on the side of this star. Something unusual happens when it prepares to do this. It partially opens, and you see that the ship actually lets go of all of the planets it is holding on to, and kind of sets them into a controlled orbit around it. The bottom section of the ship opens up, and what you can see must be a kilometers wide set of scoopers and diggers and extractors. This is a terrifyingly massive hydrogen extractor that is probably also the tools that it uses to collect samples of planets. And as it kind of reaches out towards the sun, you can see like flows and streams of the glowing red and orange energy run from the star, pass up through these hollow blue tubes that you were in previously, that now begin to glow red hot, and all of that is being channeled up towards the head, where the Blossom's main reactor normally sits. It will take a few days to do this properly, and to properly organize, configure, and kickstart the Blossom to peak functionality. But it has begun. And honestly, seeing the ship function at this scale would be pretty intimidating. You haven't seen anything of this scale do something so utterly catastrophic to anything as impactful as a star before.
Charles is taking recordings.
Lockie is thinking we can use that scooper to breach Dotek's bunker.
We'd probably cause a fucking apocalyptic style impact on the planet as a whole.
We probably also don't want Dotak and Nebulous infecting each other.
No.
Nucleus, but yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Nucleus, sorry.
Nucleus.
I'm just cleaning the brush. It's okay. You don't have to look at me so betrayed that I stopped.
You bitch! How dare you?
So, back to the Milan. Upon seeing this, Captain Claire, who probably also has a view of the feed of outside at the moment, because, wow. Also, it's visible through the roof of the hydroponic space, so all of the men and like pirates and stuff on board are also all looking up in awe. She just turns to you and goes, "Deal."
Catalina in the other room at everyone gawking up at the ceiling. Also gawking herself because she's like, damn. Just goes, yeah, just remember we're more powerful than we look.
Lockie will shake her hand.
Okay, if you're going to attack the brush, have it.
That's no fun.
Attack the cat attack the brush time.
So, Now that we are friends, may I receive some medical
I
aid?
wouldn't go that far.
Pim, set up secure locking procedures and access for our new acquaintances.
Security contractors.
That'll do.
Very well, I will. But just to keep them on their toes, I would like to inform them of one thing. You know, Dotak, that video you just saw of all the horrible things? I'm his
Yes?
younger brother, so be on your best behavior, please.
Don't piss him off. He's unlikely to take it favorably. And
Lockie's actually going to
he
show.
could probably blow up your ships with his mind.
Lockie's going to show her the message that Pim sent.
Yeah.
What does the message say?
Do their lives have worth, or are they allowed to die?
I am experiencing the emotion known as rage.
Fair. That's fair.
Do their lives have worth? Okay.
As cannon fodder, yes.
So Captain Claire is going to hobble out of the cold sleep chamber.
Before she does, I
Fidget.
literally just like jab my finger into the side of her head. No, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I jab my finger straight into the bullet wound.
Yeah.
But first, I am the captain now.
Damn, the captain now.
And then she receives. That dice went flying. She receives 10 points of healing.
Okay, she's
It heals so painfully.
back on full.
Hurt one of my crew again, and I'll make sure your death takes a while.
Yes, Mr. Stroppy. Sorry, that was a fidget.
As Charles.
Sorry, I thought I was muted.
You are
didn't
so
realize I wasn't.
sassy with this cat,
Yeah.
Alice. Damn.
She's sassing me with her tail. You can't
So-
look at it, see?
As
So-
Charles walks out towards Lucia's room.
Okay. So Captain Claire proceeds into the room and says, attention, everyone! I have an announcement to make. This perhaps may not come as a massive surprise to you, but we will be joining forces with our wonderful new friends, as it seems like a wonderful, mutually beneficial arrangement in which nothing could possibly go wrong.
Lockie's going to send a message to Pim saying, we will assist with repairs on their ships, but I want you to install a command override that can give us control at any time.
Roger.
And Pim's like,
I'll
yes.
also install that when the override is put in progress, it'll play Rise of the Valkyries.
Lockie's just going to put the thumbs up to that. Thumbs up,
Of
Luigi.
course. One sec. I'm going to take a picture of the stats.
I'm
For-
probably
for-
going to
Ow!
require Jin's assistance with that virus.
That's okay. Discord. Glove chat. I've just posted the stats for both of these ships.
I still need to go on my date with Tazi.
Yes, you do.
Tazi, you mean Ani.
Yes.
That's the
So-
one. Arnie. Yeah.
Each has on board 2 plasma beams and a flak emitter battery. Has some onboard defenses, basic slow spike drive, Each has a cargo lighter, extended stores, boarding tubes, an armory, and a ship's locker for equipment. So they're like not bad.
Slow but clunky.
Yes, and their actual armor class isn't great. So because of their size, they're pretty easy to hit in a fight, but they can absorb a decent amount of damage, and they can dish it back out again. Now, while you ponder some stuff, I'm gonna pee really quick. Okay?
I'm finally
Be right
freed
back.
from the capture of my cat.
Right. Our numbers are growing. These can be good, useless cannon fodder.
That was my thought exactly. They don't have to be that effective. We just need to be able to throw them in a direction that makes us not die. For once.
Distractions. I'm sure they'd enjoy kicking up a stink somewhere and causing distraction. And they can get out of dodge.
I have a note here from when I was here last, yeah, when we were playing last time, and it was entering adulthood, need to find a secure way or a mature way to outlet rage, anger, sadness, and negative emotion. Current negative emotion, extremely angry at invading pirates for jeopardy of Lucia's life. Current solution, ending the lives of the pirate. Of course. So I'm going off of the notes from last time, which is I don't like them. I want them dead.
Not a good solution. Solution? Not a good one.
Never said it was a useful or logical solution. It's just a cathartic one.
We're gonna have some downtime where the ship draws its energy. So we may want to get prepared. Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah, our decent ambitions are bad.
I think Lucky needs a new gun.
I don't even know where any of Kelly's weaponry
should,
is at this point.
as long
to be
as we don't
perfectly
tell
honest.
your other guns, you know.
Well, Vesuvius is currently dismantled.
Yeah.
Time for upgrades. I wonder if I can upgrade the phase tech from the pistol into something a bit more railgunny.
No. You work out the phase tech from the pistol into something a bit more exploding.
Well, I had that idea too.
Rocket launcher that can shoot through walls before exploding.
Phase rocket launcher.
That would be cool.
I was honestly thinking of the idea of using that advanced spike drive that we've got to phase into the Dotex chamber and then just detonate inside the planet. But that would blow up the entire planet, so not exactly a good idea.
We can do
Not
that
just
remotely.
that spike drive, like, there's no way to get it from the ship to Dotex thing without a lot of fighting. And if you tried to slip space into that, it wouldn't work and we'd all die.
I never said
Very
it was a good
painful
solution,
deaths.
I just said it was a solution.
Also, the property that allows the phase pistol to fire through matter is because the rounds themselves are grown organically and can be vibrated. So
I know that one. Actually, that reminds me, I've got to go retrieve my bullet.
Hey, look,
Well, it is the future. Let's just start growing some rockets.
Lockie did ask Nucleus if he could make him somehow work the same way as the phase tech. So Lockie could phase through walls. The answer was no. Unfortunately.
Not surprisingly, though.
Not surprisingly.
It
I mean-
makes sense.
It might work. It'd just probably be an extremely short lifespan.
Correct. So,
Problem is, you'd be on the ship, you'd phase through the ship and end up in space. You'd phase through your armor and you'd end up naked in space.
Remember, you've got to do it while saying "wee."
The only way to do it.
so Captain Claire begins to field some questions from her subordinates that are like, "What about our pension?" and other things
Pensions
that
don't exist if you're dead.
that employees ask their employer. She is answering the questions that she can and is either deflecting, lying, or making things up about the things that she does not know. Probably one of the biggest lies she tells is no, of course we're not going to die.
I mean, the aim is not to kill them.
I
aim is
heard
to-
you when I was on the toilet. Excellent cannon fodder, are they?
And then I followed that up with they can be a distraction and then get out of dodge.
Better.
And they can leave if they want. It's up to them.
Okay.
They can serve their purpose and then go about their merry
Well,
way if they want.
they can leave if Pym allows, more to the point.
I wasn't saying that part.
Catalina will also
I am
add
on
in
my
as
best
like
behavior.
when she's like, no, of course we're not gonna die. She'll be like, Catalina will pipe in with her, as long as you follow good instruction.
Which makes Claire go, yes, yes. Now, I need all of you to sign off on this new SOP I've written, which is unbridled obedience. And she passes some book. No.
Do we have a way of communicating with Harbona from here, or do we have to go in system?
You do not have a way to
Not direct
effectively communicate with them.
communication.
Because
This system doesn't have a satellite, so we can't send any
No.
messages out either.
the system does have a satellite.
Oh, it does? That's
All systems that have been populated contain satellites. This one's a bit antiquated, but it has still been maintained. The issue is the message has to be carried by a ship, and there isn't a lot of vehicle traffic going from the system to the neighboring ones.
And it'll take too long to get a message back.
I mean, in theory, we could send a ship ahead of us.
Yeah, but we're not necessarily heading back to Harbona. We're not sure what we're doing yet.
That's
No,
true.
but we could send a ship ahead of us back into the part of the sector that has Harbona in it, so the message can be sent forward or received.
Except the message I want to send is about the crew that we would potentially be sending as part of the ship. Not exactly the best vessel to relay a message.
Indeed. So, Dr. Charles, you wish to go and pay a visit to Lucia?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's gonna be mad.
Mm-hmm. So it's
when I
been a
go
bit.
past Dr. Lucy, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
is James okay?
Yeah, good way of procrastinating. Yeah.
Thanks.
You
Dr.
hear
Charles.
you hear the sound of crying coming from this storage room, and Dr. Lucy says, "He's okay. I think it's nap time." One moment.
Sounds like it.
And she goes into the storage room and takes baby James. And the two of them hop into the elevator.
And she throws him out the air.
Why not?
And I think after hearing all of the things that were happening, Arnie with Ava begins to do the round of their new associates and is offering some rudimentary first aid.
Most of them are fine. There's just one guy that's been knocked out.
While this is going on, I think I'll set one Pym aside to ready the cargo lighter or a shuttle with like a picnic blanket, candles, and food and other stuff. Scented candles. I'd like to play low music and yeah, I would like to take all of the typical romance tropes from all of those romance movies and kind of compile them into a low light romantic getaway on a ship with a
All
cannon
of
so you
them
can
all
blow
at
shit
once.
up.
He's even going to go pick a bunch of flowers and take all the petals off so he can sprinkle the petals around the,
Yeah.
the shuttle.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave Lockie's fuck flowers alone so we can use those later.
My what?
Your flowers, where we grow your fucks.
I thought he didn't have any left.
Yeah, they went
I've
dry.
started production, obviously.
Oh, good.
He said he was
Goodbye.
out, so
Yeah, well, I live to serve.
Okay. So there's a Pym preparing a date in the cargo lighter. Charles, you walk into the room and see that one of the Pyms has been keeping an eye on Lucia. She is unconscious still, but her the dose of psionic healing you hit her with has completely run its course, and now her skin, though pink, is reformed. She kind of has a nub that ends around
got a
here.
nub.
Mm-hmm.
I just basically probably sit on this bed with my back against the wall, sort of knees up and my arms resting on them, just looking at her while like checking my compad, making sure that all her vitals are okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to sit there.
Okay. She seems alright. However, even though you've healed her, she's been through a major trauma. It wouldn't surprise you if she was unconscious for a while.
Eventually, I'll probably just be like, I'm just going to try and heal whatever's the concussive force that went through the body. And I'm just going to like reach over, touch her again, give her a pulse of 11 points, and
Okay.
then just sort of like lean back and just sit there again.
You, in part, you hear and also feel many ribs slotting back into place.
Figured as much.
Her
Grenades hurt.
her breathing moves from stable but slightly struggling to more in out, normal, more smooth breathing, and kind of not fully aware of what's happening. Lucia kind of stirs and mumbles something. Can you roll me a perception check, please?
I can attempt to.
Don't break my ship, you bastards.
Well, that's not too bad. 0 wisdom.
Yes, wisdom.
That's a 10.
Okay. You hear that she mumbles ever so slightly under her breath. Thank you, Mama.
I thought she was going to be like, I want the cyber arm.
She can make that the decision when she's awake. I'm not making that decision for her.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I literally just sort of like relax a bit, lean back against the wall, and I just sort of sit there. And I start like going through research papers and stuff.
Okay. So, Claire is fielding questions for a while. Are Catalina and Lockie going to remain there as she is answering them? Or do you have other things to get on with?
Catalina will stay long enough for the situation to seem under control, and then she's gonna go check on Ivan and dear Papa.
Okay.
Before they blow up the ship. Yes.
Sure thing. And
She's
you, Lucky?
She's delighted at her father's new vigor, and removal from depression.
But he needs to settle the fuck down.
But Jesus the fuck Christ, man!
Lockie is going to prepare a message for Harbona in relation to this group, explaining what's happened, what he has kind of worked out with them, and what arrangements could potentially be made, given if they do actually get involved with helping us, what can be done as a form of reward, I guess, or reprimations for assisting in stopping the threat that is Dohak.
Okay. You are composing a message.
Yeah, that'll probably take him some time, so he'll do that.
Fair
for a bit.
enough. Catalina, you make your way through the cargo bay once again. You see actually that Leo is nowhere to be seen. The
Pim, where is Leo?
Oh, I swear to God. I'm gonna run a precursory scan.
okay.
Wherever he is, lock him into the room.
You run your way back through the camera footage and see that not long after he was left unsupervised, he produces from his person some tools, and basically from the inside is able to jimmy open the cockpit of the ship. He runs off, pulls open an air vent, and disappears into it.
Son of a bitch.
Pim, where is he?
I am sending you where I believe he might be. I am also sending you directions to pick up a hammer.
Catalina wiggles her fingers. Don't worry, I don't think I'm going to need a hammer.
Catalina, just based on the sounds you're hearing from inside the weapon bay of banging and clanging and swearing in Russian, they're both still at it.
She goes, I will deal with that later. Goes to find Leo.
Okay.
She swings past and grabs some zip ties on her way. Shoves them in her pocket.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
excellent.
doubt that there's some sitting on a table.
Offers you a blowtorch. Yeah.
She'll
That's
take that
fine.
too.
Zip ties and a blowtorch.
Straight in the pocket.
God.
Excuse me, can I borrow that blowtorch? Why? I need to make an example.
He is about to learn seniority.
Okay. Can you roll me?
Maybe. Probably not.
I feel like
Roll for
security could be appropriate. Perception could be appropriate. Tactics could be appropriate.
I think tactics would be my best.
Okay.
I think. Hang on. Yeah. Actually, could I use my profession?
How much crawling around in air vents did you have to do as a spy?
I feel like it's a pretty necessary skill to have, is to be able to do so except hers would involve being quiet and I don't know. I just feel like the level of resourcefulness of knowing where to enter and like the logic of like good places to jump out or routes in a ship that would be the most logical to go and stuff like that, or even in a building.
Okay.
I mean, you can
I
say no,
can s-
but I feel like it's not outside of the realm of possibility.
It's not a massive stretch. I will allow it.
What stat am I using?
Wisdom.
Wisdom? Okay.
Yeah.
And then it is a 10 total.
Okay. You're walking around. You're kind of examining, looking in the areas. Lots of so the way we think of like interior infrastructure in a lot of buildings nowadays is if you're in like a warehouse or a large building, the air vents are exposed. In a ship, air vents are a lot more important, so they're kind of a bit more squared away, streamlined, built into the walls. So you're walking around. You are referring to a, a map, schematics of the interior, and you find a section and go, there's no way he could have made it up that height. Like, the vent proceeds along and then takes, like, either a, a sharp turn up or a sharp drop down. So currently you're thinking, okay, either this random kid scaled up, like, 5 meters up a polished, clean pipe interior, or slid down, kind of on a bit more of an angle, about 5 meters. So, which direction do you think Leo went, up or down?
Pim, are there any disturbances? I think he's probably gone down, but I don't want to rule out the fact that he might have gone up.
I'll check the air levels. Oxygen levels change when people enter and breathe. If no oxygen levels had to be restocked, it's not too hard to trace where he's going.
Okay, this is very intelligent actually.
Yeah, you check and you do see an increase in activity on deck 4 in terms of oxygen.
Head to 4.
She will do that then. Where is Dick?
I hope you yell 4 when you swing.
Okay.
Eh, eh, eh.
You take the
What?
you take the elevator down and do
I will
a
only
bit of
take the elevator if it's gonna be quicker than like sliding down the fucking ladder.
you take the elevator down and you begin to start poking around. You see a section of the wall and go, okay, this is actually a dead end, and realize that it kind of flowed into it. It's also where a lot of the air consumption is coming from. There's a hatch nearby where air comes out, and you have this blowtorch.
Where do I think he is right now?
You think he's somewhere in this small section of the pipe, being really, really quiet.
I'm going to, as quietly as possible, walk up to where I think he is and listen really carefully to see if I can hear some breathing.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Oh, come on. Nope. That is a 3.
You're not sure. But then it kind of occurs to you. Oh yeah, you have heat vision.
Oh yeah, I do too. Flip.
Very conspicuous red and orange blob sitting in the pipe.
Right where it is, she goes with the blowtorch and puts it near the vent. Like, can I get under him or only next to him?
You can get next to him, not under him.
Okay. So he's in the walls, right?
Yeah.
She's just gonna hold the torch to the wall until it heats up. Preferably a part that he's leaning on. So it gets hot.
It's the space future. It doesn't take long, and after about half a minute, the part of the wall where his like right thigh is pressed up against is getting uncomfortably hot, and you hear like kind of like a crash tumble, and he falls out of the vent next to you.
She holds the blowtorch like up in the air still and goes, "Just be lucky I didn't use my claws. I may have accidentally hit you." And then she'll turn it off. Put it in her pocket. So, Leo.
Pim to butterfly. Come in, butterfly. Pim to butterfly. Come in, butterfly. Have you got the fish?
Duh! And it is stinky.
It is a big, stinky fish. Got it. Not my choice of words, but I suppose if you want to look cool.
Hi.
So, Leo, I see
I can
you're...
explain.
But I would
Don't
like...
tell my papa.
I would like to hear your explanation. Please, do tell.
So I was in the cockpit, as you asked. I was behaving.
Won't
I
you
was
try
being
that
good.
again?
No, that's where story begins. I was in the cockpit.
No. The next bit?
I was behaving,
Next bit.
as you asked.
Try again.
But you asked me to stay in the cockpit, so I did.
No. I did not ask.
Like you commanded.
Correct.
And then there was problem. No oxygen. I have issue. You see, sometimes when I mess
About
with
to have a fucking issue.
when I mess with pipes to get air to different things, I have problem. I was sealed in, so I escape. And you know what I think I do? I go to a place where there are lots of oxygen, so I jump into pipe.
Okay, let's try again. How about you tell me truth?
I did tell truth.
That is a terrible story. Tell truth.
Are you saying I lied to you, Catalina?
Catalina, please point out that the spaceship is designed to function in space.
Pim has a point. Your ship is not lacking in oxygen, neither is outside the ship, because it is inside another ship that is highly pressurized, and we have not removed said oxygen. Plus, there were 2, 3, maybe 4 other people in there who were working perfectly fine with oxygen.
What can I say?
You're a terrible liar.
I panic.
So would
Can
you
I
like...
go now?
No! If you move an inch, the claws are coming out.
Are these metaphorical claws or like?
She starts inching the claws out of her face, like with her arms still crossed. They start
okay.
inching.
I am currently making alterations to his toilet.
Very good, Pim. Very good. And she just uncrosses her arms carefully and just, like, flexes her fingers a little bit as the claws start to come out a little. Leo.
Okay. I got impatient in ship, so I escape and I hide.
And she puts them away and goes, okay, so what was the difference in waiting in your ship where you had entertainment and in the vent where you were squished up and cramped with nothing to do but wait?
This is not fair. I have undiagnosed ADHD.
Piss off! That is no excuse, alright?
And Catalina just like, so you chose to take the path that had no entertainment?
I have compad, and he holds up a small device playing one of Pim's
Okay, Leo.
cartoons on it.
You could have done this from the ship. You chose to defy me because you did not like being told what to do. I was not blind. I saw your ass cheeks. Mind you, you know what? I never want to see that again. Pushed up against that glass, okay? Being
No.
a rebellious child is not how you win a war. I hope you understand that the situation we are in, you need to learn to take commands. You need to learn to think clearly with consequences in mind and not shoot before thinking. Do you
But that was...
no. Do you understand how reckless your behavior is and how desperately this could cause problems? How this could cause deaths. Many, many deaths. You are lucky that so far in your many reckless actions, you have had very little repercussion. So when I tell you to stay, when any member of higher ranking in this ship tells you to stay, you stay. If someone says don't shoot, you do not shoot. And you ask before you shoot in the future. Have I made myself
me.
clear?
Roll me persuasion with strength. Please.
Ooh,
Really?
boy. Let's hope this is high. It's at least 7. With strength, it is just 7. No, is it? Oh god, I don't know with these
Okay.
dice. Hang on. 2
Are you strong?
and 5. Yeah, no, okay. I was just checking because they both look the same because they're the.
Ah.
My brain just did. Oh, wait a second. It's a 2 and a 5, so that's a 7. I do not have a plus to strength, but I have a 0 with persuasion. Both strength and persuasion are 0.
Okay. He kind of
So it's a 7.
looks down and sheepishly kicks it at the, like, the vent hatch that fell out when he did. And just kind of looking around, he's like, "Yes, Miss Sokolov."
She stifles a grin very thoroughly at that because she thinks it's hilarious. Okay, Leo. Now that we understand, I want you to go back and clean up the mess that you have made. No modifications, no upgrades. Just fix the problems you have caused.
Yes, Miss Sokolov.
We are a
Chris.
team. And we need to work together. That means you have to think about others, not just yourself.
Yes, Miss Sokolov.
You
He's
call me Miss
Christopher
Sokolov
Bruce.
one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face.
What would you like me to call you?
Simply Catalina.
Yes, Miss Catalina.
If he wants to act like that, I'll give him homework.
You will not like Pim homework. Be on your best behavior.
Okay.
Also, beware of your toilet.
What?
You will
It's
understand.
smoking.
I am in communal bunk. I share toilet with like...
Ah. Zoe cut out, therefore the punishment is in play. No complaints. Nothing is canon.
Oh no, we lost her at the worst moment.
Or the best
Yeah,
moment.
The best moment.
So a matter of perspective.
Oh god, I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty freaking tired.
Hello, falling asleep, I'm Ash.
You're about to be, Ash. I've got a lighter.
I have blowtorch currently.
Yeah. Oh. It was either that or like the crowbar from Half-Life. What are you doing, Gordon? Boing, boing, boing.
Hello, yes, it's fine, I'm back.
Welcome
What
back.
about-
My computer did the dumb, but now I'm back and it's fine.
Ah, yes. Like, the fact that it is a bunk would stop me.
So, Leo swiftly departs and returns to the cargo bay
And
and begins to fix his ship.
she goes, Pim, maybe just keep an eye on him? Actually, no. Catalina will actually follow him because she wants to go check on the nitwits.
Would you like me to give you a ruler and a pair of glasses?
Are we the nitwits?
Yes.
No, her father and Ivan are the nitwits.
Okay. Could have
Um,
gone 50-50 there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Catalina just responds to Pim with, "You know, it might come in handy. I'm sure I could slap someone real hard with the ruler, but they'd probably break it now that I think about it. We might have to make a ruler made of something a little bit sturdier."
Let me get this straight. We have one of the most high-tech ships that money can buy, as well as a state-of-the-art science laboratory, as well as a workshop that most tech heads would give their left arm for, and you want to make a ruler that doesn't break.
It would be comedic, you know?
I mean, sure, it sounds weird when you say it like that.
Hey, I'm not saying that we won't do it. I was just making sure.
I think it's funny, you know?
At this point in the back and forth, you've been talking to Pim over the speakers while you've been walking, and you end up walking into the the weapon control room. Now what I'm gonna do is make an opposed roll.
So she just like leans against the
To
wall
see
watching these
who
two at this
wins.
point.
They're close to being finished. So, Felix and Ivan. Okay. Woo! Okay. Actually, one more thing. Felix and Ivan. Okay. As you walk in, Ivan glances over his shoulder, sees you walk in. He was like mid insult, and then he's like, "Done, done, done. I'm done. I'm done. I win. I win. I win." And Felix just like turns around and goes, "Ah!" like aggressively tosses a wrench down on the floor, and it bangs and clatters.
Are you children done?
Yes, I am done. You're-
Ivan! How has my father turned you into such a child? And
He has been
Papa!
very. He has been very difficult to work with. Now, the proof of the pudding, as they say, is in the eating. He jumps down from next to the wall and stands next to the control bay and begins to initiate the power flow. He's like, ha ha. Almost immediately, the connection begins to spark, splutter, and fray, and fails almost immediately.
Ivan?
You no give me that look, Catalina. I taught you that look. I used that look on you, not other way around.
So why am I using it on you now?
Because I make mistake. Look, this not suit or martial art. This random wire, not my best work. Okay.
So you could have slowed down and work normal and get right instead of do fast. Did I not say this before I walk out? And Papa, I appreciate how excited you are. What is this? Can you please learn to get along?
He's at this point. Felix chimes in and says, "But he's so up himself. He."
Could
I
you
like organized chaos workshop. He is just dull.
Papa, you could probably learn to use a little bit of organization.
I know where everything is.
But nobody else knows where anything is.
No one else have to use my workshop. It's all me, baby.
It is not your workshop. It is ship's workshop.
Oh, yes, fine. I suppose you may be right about that. But if it's my own space, I do what I like.
You can have single corner. You can have whatever you want, but the rest of workshop has to be clean, neat, and organized. I want to be able to use workshop too, you know.
Ivan turns to Felix and says, "Ha! I tell you.
No, Ivan. Shush. Get off your high horse. This is not your ship. You
I
don't.
don't say it was.
You don't get to be like that. You don't own workshop either. I'm going to decide where everything goes. Pim and I, we are going to make decisions. I don't care if either of you like it. I might put some things in places that you do not like on purpose. Get off your high horse. Okay? You both need to be humbled. Both of you. Learn to get along. You're fucking children.
Felix kind of wipes away a tear and says, "I'm so proud of you." You've grown so much. Last time I see you, I give you this lecture about packing your suitcase for college, and now you scolding me about weapon mounting. It's a circle of life, no?
You know how to pack things?
Well, it was more disagreements between Catalina, myself, and her mother about how to pack things. All three have very different packing
I'm
philosophies.
going to bring you up an image. One is a perfectly good container used to store all of the possible tools used in the workshop. And it brings up the container that's like mostly empty. And here is where the tools are. A photo of the floor and the wall and the bench.
No, that's not where tool goes. That's where my underwear goes.
Your underwear goes in the workshop? I'm so glad Ivan won.
Papa? Do not.
I kid! Come on.
Okay.
Cannot take joke. You wish to be well-rounded entity, Pim. Take joke, duh.
My friend nearly just blew herself up, and we're currently dealing with an opulent child. My humor bone doesn't exist, and if it did, it would definitely not be tickled.
He does not have a humerus.
Fine.
That was the joke. I'm going to sign off now.
No, wait, Pim, we need to rearrange the workshop.
I will send you a schematic.
That works. too.
And a couple of my echoes. That'll help.
So, you depart from the weapon control room, and time moves forward. You will have several days of waiting in which to progress and allow the Blossom to refuel. Things are happening. It's rather good. As you get towards partway through the third day, and the Blossom has pulled away from the sun, fully refueled, the Blossom recollects all of the planets that it was carrying around and begins to move towards Alaska with the intent of harvesting a portion of its crust. Prior to this, all of the people on the surface of Alaska were fully evacuated and have been spread about among the available ships. The two other vessels that were down on the surface of the planet were a standard issue patrol boat and a shuttle. So nothing amazing, but you know, it's something. The patrol boat has on board a single plasma beam, and it has a faster spike drive than the two frigates. I'll send along the schematics later.
Oh, wait, Pim. Oh, does this mean we have a fleet now?
I already succeeded on that one.
I was gonna say, you
I got
already
the
succeeded on
experience
that,
for that a
yeah.
while. Yeah.
But
You definitely have a lot of ships at your disposal, and you can figure out what exactly is going on with them in between sessions. But just to make things interesting, as things are moving around, you're preparing, you're planning, you're thinking about what's going to come next. A ship jumps into the system.
Oh,
It's small. Based on its power signature, it's very fast. It looks like it is a standard issue Bodman Alliance mail carrying ship with a few small modifications made to it. When it arrives, it broadcasts a message. Specifically, a message addressed to the Gloved Molotov and her crew. Courtesy of Dotak.
Mhm.
And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Mhm.
Do AI have asses?
You are
I'm
one.
gonna
You should
kick
know
it.
the answer to that.
No. No.
I
Just
thought you were
are
going to say
an
he's an ass.
in like pre-tech manner. Does they have like an offshoot where they get rid of data?
It's called the recycling bin. It's internal.
Oh, damn it! I'm gonna have to find something else to shove that ship in.
Okay, so that I feel is a good place to conclude. If there is anything that you as a party would like to have worked towards during your period of downtime,
More
we can-
pins and ship turrets would be nice. I mean, we just got a hang of a whole bunch of pistols and rifles, so I might as well convert them into fall downs and, you know.
Catalina playing mum again.
I don't know how to take this. This is a bit of an aside, a bit of a railroad, but my girlfriend just said, I know she loves me because she loves me more than cheese. How am I supposed to approach this?
To say, yes, I'm glad my mortal enemy Cheese, or my mortal rival Cheese is bested, question mark?
I feel like just like messaging her down. Even Brie? Like, even better than Parmesan? The fuck? Get your priorities
Hey,
straight.
let's not get crazy now.
Yeah.
But babe,
I love you more than
more
cheddar.
than cheese.
I love you more than bacon.
Oh my. Oh, now. Not on stream,
I
man.
think Zoe was frozen again. Has she
No.
frozen?
No,
She's still
No,
there.
no, it's fine.
She's just
No.
listening to us talk about bacon and cheese. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very, very exciting. So, if anybody in the party has any plans or shenanigans they wish to do, let me know. One
Yes.
thing I will do, before we sign off, is give you some experience.
Ooh.
Because
that's
honestly,
shiny.
it's been a long time. Because every time I say I'm going to give you experience, I forget to,
Yeah.
which
we're
is
perpetually
entirely on
underleveled.
me. You'll be fine. I am going to give you all.
Come on, 11,000. Come on, 11,000.
What's a good amount of experience given everything that you've done?
Being a good
You've
little
been through like a decent amount of shenanigans.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been over 20 episodes, so
I will give you all 10,000 experience.
Ooh.
I am still. Oh, actually, I've completed one of my goals.
Yeah?
Yeah, prank the entire crew.
How did you do that?
What's it called? When all of the crew were wondering whether I was dead or not after what happened with me and Nucleus when he fixed me. And then I came out and went, "Who are all of you?" And they're like, "What? No, Pim, no." I'm like, kidding.
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh
That's only
no.
it's only 9 episodes though, so
9 episodes? I mean, I'll give you 900 more experience for that.
yeah.
How close does that then get you?
It actually levels me up.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
I forgot. I have a set of babushka dolls, and I don't remember where I got it from. I think I bought it in like a market somewhere on like I don't know some random
Uh-huh.
Coopy.
Yeah, okay.
I bought it
Um,
on Coopy, just like random souvenir.
I mean, amazingly, both Lockie and Kathleen are level 7 and are gonna be stuck there for a while.
Yes,
'Cause-
it's going to be a very long time before we level up again.
But Pim is now joining you at level 7.
Nice.
Okay, just for chat, I was just looking through my inventory, and I haven't updated this in forever. So this is just from like I don't know 50 episodes ago. Who knows? It says Compad, Metatool, Toolkit, Post Tech, Power Cell batteries, a Glow Slug bug, Survival Kit, Insta Panel, depleted power cells. Okay, a set of babushka dolls, an empty bottle of premium vodka, customized vac suit, jelly in a box with a net, empty bottle of expensive vodka, nice gifts, spy watch. Oh, I gave that back to Sparks. That's Sparks' watch.
Yes, you did.
Peskov family bathtub brew. Still have that. And the thermalotic mug, which I gave to Pim
Yeah,
Yeah.
for giggles.
that item was specifically requested to be introduced to the campaign by Oddie.
I have a question. Christian, what's your plus in tech medical?
Christian?
He did say be right back before, but I thought he was back.
I think he's dead.
Oh well.
Oh, he died. Never see him again. Don't worry, folks.
Apparently, my computer decided the microphone was going to stop working.
Oh, no.
I've been saying stuff for a while and no one's been replying. I'm like, what's going on? And I
I'm so
realized
sorry.
I was just been ignoring you.
so tech medical, I have a +1.
I've got a higher medical than you now.
But one of the things is I've got a goal that
Yeah.
He's got a dream.
I started after I took Regalia for the first time.
Oh!
I have had it over 60 episodes,
Yeah.
Jesus.
and it's to create a way to reduce the effects of withdrawal from Regalia.
60 episodes.
I've still
That's
got one
pretty
from
good.
episode 1, but it's gonna
The Phantom Menace.
yes, the Phantom
Don't
Menace.
you dare.
That
Oh, I
goal
dare.
is save Harbona.
Darius one happened afterwards.
I have a
Mm-hmm.
+2 in 4 of
Yeah.
the techs.
See,
Yeah.
technically we saved Harbona from the Yakutans.
Hmm.
Christian, I will give you an additional
But then Dotak happened.
Hmm.
12,000 experience for that goal.
Ding.
That's a level up.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Oh, what the hell are you doing? Level up.
And
I can't even remember what the next level is.
I can check
I
for
have
you.
So I've got a 2 in Maltech, or Tech Maltech, a 2 in Tech Medical, a 2 in Tech Post-Tech, and a 2 in Tech Pre-Tech.
Psychic, your next level is 128,000.
Christ.
Oh,
We'll
that means
sort
I'll
out the rest of this later, but I'm going to ask you to please roll for me 7d4.
I don't
All
even
of
know
us?
I have it before.
Oh, he might actually get some hit points.
Yeah, you actually get some hit points. Like,
Yeah.
You get to roll higher dice. I get to roll 4s.
mm-hmm.
Unfortunate. Get it? Sorry.
7, eh?
7. There's no modifiers to this. If your roll is lower than 18, it stays 18, but if it's higher, your hit points go up.
It's gonna
Are
be
you
Philly.
still on 18 hit points?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh!
Meanwhile, I'm on 57.
I mean, I'm only on 31, so my
How you
rolls
guys
aren't
are the
doing.
last one?
Huh?
There's a reason. There's a reason why Lockie is beefcake.
Oh, I've just had really bad rolls. I'm the same level as you. I rolled the same dice.
I know.
I think I gained 2 hit points.
Yeah?
Yay!
He finally makes it to 20.
Give me
20
one
hit
sec.
points.
Do you have Constitution? Because that will also give you +1 for every.
He does not.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, Constitution is not a thing that I took. I took Wisdom. Wisdom was more important to me. Just opening up. Yeah, I got 20 in total with the 7
Heck
dice.
yeah! 2 whole hit points.
Boom! Now I will die slightly slower.
Mm-hmm. That works.
That 2 hit points can be the difference between life and death, my dude.
It's,
Oh, it
it's gonna
It has been multiple times with me.
Okay. With that, because people seem tired,
Mhm.
we are going to move on to the end of the stream. We're gonna raid somebody, pass along the love. I hope everybody who's been watching has had a wonderful time.
Polished?
And now it's gonna turn into a nice, pleasant ASMR stream for the duration. Yes, I think we should go and pay a visit to Polish Cryptid.
It has been some time. Thank
You aren't speaking like ASMR enough. Gonna
Mm,
bring it
the
down.
Alice is not ASMR. The Alice
Thank
ASMR
you,
is just chaos. Would you like me to read a
Thank you,
book?
everybody, for watching.
I don't even know if I
Thank
can
you,
do that.
everybody, for watching.
Can we have just a moment to understand that Leo said he had ADHD, and yet I would never claim that I am anything like Leo?
Or wait.
Leo could also just have been lying.
He's
Yes.
also just a dick.
He is a little bit of a dick.
He's a brat. And he
Yeah,
gets treated
so-
like one.
We are going to do a raid. Next time,
Sorry, I can't. I just can't.
next time you see us, it will hopefully be next Sunday, when Ash is going to be running the Trials of the Selnari.
Hope.
Have we a
Trying
reason
some
not to be
gossip
able to
I
play?
may be brain dead from work,
Oh.
but it should be fun.
Worst case scenario, we can have another Q&A session. We had a lot of fun with that.
That was a lot of fun.
We should at the very least still be able to stream. There shouldn't be a reason why we can't, but yeah, we might try a little something different, just depending on energy levels and where we're at. For those that don't know, Ash and I at our respective workplaces are in one of the 2 busiest weeks of the entire year. So we're a little bit knackered, a lot going on. Yeah. So yeah, so you'll have to forgive us for that, but we'll do the best we can.
It's all good.
It should be over by the end of this week. Fingers crossed. More so for me than for
Excellent.
Ash, but yeah. Until then,
For now, yes, we'll see you all next time. Oh, it's hitting me too.
y'all have a great night.
Okie
Thank you so
dokie,
much for
bye
hanging out
bye
with us
then.
and sticking with us through our game. It has been a while. We're gonna aim to try and get back to our regular schedule for Tuesdays. It's just unfortunately seems to life always just hits us on a Tuesday. I don't know why. It just seems to be the way. But we're doing our best. So y'all have a good one. We'll catch you in the next stream and give Polished Cryptid our love. We'll see you in the next
Yeah.
stream.
Bye bye.
Live, folks.
Bye.